Listening to the Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And welcome everybody here to Arnie's Pizza, where it is the 3KG, the Cage coaches interviews. And Jeff Gastineau, Bob Kurtz is alongside me, and we have a couple guests already. But I'm going to start off with Arnie's Pizza trivia question. We've been trying to give away $10 gift certificates, Bob, and nobody wants to seem to invest in it for some reason.
Can I play?
No, sorry.
Okay.
You're not eligible.
Okay. All right.
But anyway,
Those rules.
Oh, you didn't hear that rule? Okay. Since we've not had a winner for Arnie's two $10 gift certificates, anyone who says hello to Jeff today, right now, someone will win $10 gift certificate.
Man, we're getting that's
simple.
How simple as it can be, right?
And that's today at Arnie's. Plus, we will give another person a chance to win a $10 gift certificate if they answer the following question. Coach Chris Meeks is one of the top 25 winningest coaches in the state in his 22nd year at Rensselaer. Can you tell me the answer to the question, what place is Coach Chris Meeks in at this moment? Is it 18, 20, 22, or 24? So it's either A, B, C, or D, 18, 20, 22, or 24. And meet us at Arnie's. Bob.
All right, kicking things off, Brad Beavis, South Newton, the football coach. Brad, thanks for coming over, and another nice win for the Rebels last week, huh?
Yep, got another one up to 4-4 on the season.
Well, that's how great is that to get back to the 500 mark?
It's been great. After we got our first win, being 1-1, we've kind of just teetered back and forth, being just under 500, being 500, and we were 3-2 as well. So we kind of just been right there on that line, and kids are making it through the season. It's a long season, and we're staying remotely healthy. We had a few injuries here and there, but things are going pretty well.
Played Attica last week. It was a low score for you guys, really low-scoring game, huh?
Yeah, low scoring, 14-12 final. A little bit of weather issues, I think. We had a lightning delay to start off. I think kind of threw our kids off in their timing, and the weather just being the first time we really had to play in any kind of wet. But the ball was a little bit slippery and footing wasn't ideal, all that kind of stuff. I think just kind of got in our heads a little bit. But, hey, you grind one out and you get a win, and it goes in that same W column as it does if you win by big.
Take us through the game then.
Like I said, it was started off with a little bit of weather, and both teams kind of played a little bit of defense there at the beginning, and we finally punched it in and took a 6-0 lead. Corbin Cruz ran the ball in, and then later on in the second quarter, Attica put a drive together, went down, scored, and went to halftime 6-6. We came out of halftime and stalled on our first drive, played some pretty good defense, got the ball back, went down, scored, and go up 14-6 on another Corbin Cruz run. And then Attica actually got on us there at in the beginning of the fourth, into the third, somewhere around there, and got an interception and scored a touchdown to make it 14-12. We stopped their 2-point attempt, and we ended up finishing the game off with a 14-12 win. So,
how exciting was that? That was wonderful.
It was pretty exciting, some ups and downs, and even on the sideline you could feel with some ups and downs. But our kids are getting a lot better at keeping that even keel, and when things don't go how we planned, they don't get down as far as they used to. As we've won, we've built some confidence, we've been through some situations. So it's nice to see those guys kind of realize that, hey, we can – come back from something that doesn't go good, so they're not always getting down themselves, which is always a plus.
Both teams with your record 4-4, it's been a long time. What's the guys been feeling like about it? I mean, have they been encouraged? Have they liked the progress that they're doing?
I think, I kind of realized this week, and kind of with the coaches too, it's been a while since we've been this deep into a season and still been trying to accomplish big things. We've either gotten this deep and trying to find that one win, whether it be a Lake Station late in the season or something like that, or getting a good sectional draw, and now it's like we're going week to week, and we're just seeing where we can improve, and the kids are still upbeat. It's easy to get on them at practice to okay, hey, we got to get straightened up right now and get going. It's a little bit easier when you got a few wins, and they're not just thinking they're always getting drugged down all the time. So, I always tell people that it's kind of hard to put all into words right now because we're still in the midst of it. You can definitely tell there's a different level of focus. There's a different level of intensity with our kids. Even today, getting them into the weight room, and Coach Patterson, who helps do with our weights workouts, kind of mans that himself and just getting after the kids. And I'm just sitting there going, man, we're pushing these kids pretty hard. And it's like they're still accepting the coaching. That's pretty pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. Tell us who played well the other night.
Corbin carried us with Caden Cruz being out with an injury. His brother stepped in and carried the load for us. I think he had something like 58% of our offensive yards. Evan Krug, stepping in at quarterback, has just not quite found his rhythm yet. He's trying really hard, but it really is defensive play stepped up. He's flying up from the safe position, making tackles and making good reads. So he's playing a little better on the defensive side of the ball right now. And then I thought we have a freshman outside linebacker and Caden Martin who is really good about getting after the quarterbacks and consistently putting pressure on them. And he showed up again and got a big sack late in the game. They kind of sealed it for us and gave us the ball back so we could kneel on it. So those guys played well, and you can go across the board and name some other guys. But our offensive line has ups and downs, but those 5 have been playing well. We're trying to get them to fire with the ball a little more. And then we got a freshman playing corner, and Lucas Waguski, who we kind of moved around a little bit last week, but he's playing pretty well on the outside. He's shutting some guys down defensively and starting to be a little bit better reading pass patterns. So those guys are all stepping up.
How important was it for you to win a close game?
I think it's good. It's like we've kind of ran out of the gate on a lot of these wins, and then maybe the teams kind of catch up a little bit, but then we take back off again. So to have a game where we had to lead the whole time, but we were right there, and for a while there I thought maybe it could go either way. I think it's just very important lesson for our kids to learn, something else for them to see. It's just situations, and if we get into a close game this week or next week, they can rely on their previous experiences and know, okay, we can make these adjustments and we can do this. We can come out, we can be tied at halftime and come out and then score again, stuff like that. I think it's just important.
Well, let's talk about this week. Another home game, of course, against Frontier. What are your thoughts?
Frontier's got a few big kids. They play a 5-2 on defense. And
just talk to Hall. He'll tell you everything.
Yes. We get some scouting reports every once in a while.
I bet you do, yeah.
But yeah, they're aggressive on defense. They're going to make you throw the ball with that 5-2. They got a linebacker that is big, and whenever he sees a hole, he's going to run through it and try to make something happen. So I think offensively we have to keep our eyes up and block and move some guys down the line of scrimmage a little bit. And then we have to our screen game and our outside run game and our pass game has to really pick up this week, I think, for us to be successful. They're leaving a lot of things open out there, so we just got to take advantage of it. Defensively, we're going to look at multiple formations out of them, so we worked really hard on recognizing formations and making sure we're aligned the way we want to align. And other than that, now a lot of changes because our kids have been playing pretty well defensively, but we just got to make sure we get aligned there. So that's kind of the game plan, and then kind of get ready for sectionals. So
before we start talking about the sectional, you have a special guest with us. Tell us about her.
Yeah, this is Emma Krug. She's our senior manager. She's been with us for 4 years. This year she kind of took over full-time. Before she split time between volleyball and football managing. But this year we got her full-time, and I think as most people know, whenever you have managers, they run the show. Without them, things don't go nearly as smoothly. And I also have her as my TA last hour, so she does a lot of work for me, getting stuff ready for practice or games, so she can attest to you how spaced out I can get. And she knows what to do and tells me what to do plenty of times, and I'm okay with that.
Man.
So, Emma, do you run the show like he says?
I'd like to say I do.
All right. Tell us some of your responsibilities as a manager.
So a lot of it starts on like my Thursday nights or during my 7th hour when I TA for him. I hang up all of their jerseys on their numbered lockers. I make sure they have their pants ready. On Friday nights, I make sure that they have all of the equipment they're needed in their bags, and then I set up my waters and everything. During football, it's just kind of making sure that the equipment's there, that the water's there when it's needed, and that everybody's kind of staying in check and focused on what they're supposed to be focused on.
Do you get a chance to watch the game at all, or is that secondary?
I think I do. Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, it's like on hard games when the boys are really pushing themselves, it's a lot of in between with water and I have another manager, Ella.
So you guys take the water out when on timeouts and stuff
Yes.
like that?
But this year we kind of lack the amount of managers that we've had previous years, so it's kind of been hard to make sure that we're getting our tasks done in the same amount of time that we used to. But with her help, it has made it a lot easier to make sure that everything's done on time. We're getting to the refs, we're getting to the players. Those who are injured are getting their waters and all of the equipment that they need.
How'd you get involved? You're in a football family, I assume, right?
Right,
So,
yes.
Yeah.
So it actually started my 8th grade year. My dad was coaching for football, and I knew the previous managers, Tess Patterson and Grace Kindig, and he asked me if I wanted to come out and help. So I actually started partially managing my 8th grade year, just giving assistance when I can. I have always been interested in football. I mean, as a little girl, I wanted to play just because I was like, oh, you got to tackle people, you know.
Sure.
Like, it's a tough sport. I feel like I'm a rough, rowdy person that would like to do that.
Sure.
So even just getting to watch it was very nice. So.
And you have brothers that play too, right?
Oh, of course, yep.
Yeah.
And then the dad coaching also helps. So.
How is that? What do you talk football at home, or you leave it away from home, or you? Tell us about that.
Yeah, what's it like?
So I feel like our family kind of like during football season, it's like eat, sleep, breathe football. Saturdays and Sundays, you know, we're going over to Coach Durham's house.
Mm-hmm.
They're going over plays. Saturdays is dedicated to dad reviewing film, making sure that he's getting clips that needs like talked over, and he making sure he's taking notes. So I feel like football's on all the time, and we're always talking about it.
Do you like that?
I mean, I don't mind it. It's kind of complicated because I don't fully understand football, but I'm getting the hang of it. So it makes it a bit better now than what it was before.
Wow, that's amazing that you can do that as a family. So, what do you, when the game's over with, do you talk about that at all after Friday night's game?
Yeah, with your brothers, with even
you discuss it as
players?
a family, or
We kind of separate. I mean,
do you? Yeah.
I'm really like after games, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for bed.
Sure.
Like, I want to. I normally am out there a bit late with my other manager and Beavis getting uniform. Like he gets uniforms put away. We make sure that we wash all of the coolers, that everything's put up, and then that takes a while. So right after that, I'm ready for bed. I don't really discuss football unless they've had an amazing game, and I'm like, good job, you guys did great. You know.
How about the first win after that long losing streak? Do you talk about that a little bit?
Oh my gosh, yes, it was amazing. You know.
What was it like for you? I mean, it had to be exciting too.
Oh, for sure. You know, like I said, I started my 8th grade year, so that's kind of when like the losing streak had freshly started, you know. But each year I've noticed that the boys have worked harder and harder for something that they've wanted more, and that's that win. So whether we're winning or not, you know, you're seeing your team progressively get better, and I think that that's rewarding in any sense, is whether you're winning or not, you're still getting better, and that's kind of the mentality I've had. So this year, now that they're actually receiving wins, you know, we're 500. It's amazing. It's just like we've reached that moment my senior year, you know. They're working hard. You can show that they want it. They're putting in the effort, and that's all you could really ask for from a team.
Now, speaking of amazing, weren't you homecoming queen?
Yeah.
I was.
Tell us about that. What does that feel like?
Goodness gracious, your plate is full. How do you do all of this stuff, you know?
How'd you take time out during halftime to be in?
Well, so we actually did it before the game, and it was kind of complicated because my other manager had been quarantined. So I was the only manager. But, you know, we have Dr. Moss's son who is willing to help take out some of the medical equipment and set it up. And then Beavis gets on the boys about making sure that they're helping us girls doing their duties. So they were there to help us get out the waters and everything. So right after we were done getting announced and right after that happened, I rushed to the restrooms, got dressed, got in my manager clothes, and I was out there ready to watch a football game.
So with all that being said, your day must like start early, and you don't get home until really late.
Yeah, it's a long day, but it's worth it. I like being around the boys. You know, the football team is like my other family, and I couldn't ask for a better group of people. They're very accepting, you know, and it's nice because I get to be bossy, and I've got those traits. So, you know, it's like I'm in charge.
You're in charge of
Yep.
all these little brothers of yours.
Right, right.
And they know it.
Yeah, they know it.
So when you were growing up, did you go to all their games too, or no?
I actually was a cheerleader.
Oh,
for,
really?
Yeah, I was at cheer. We did Little Gridiron, so all of my Sundays were dedicated to cheering and watching the boys. So I was there, never missed a game. When middle school started is kind of when I didn't get to be there as much, but we had volleyball going on at that time. But now that I'm back in high school, it's Friday night games. I'm out of volleyball. I get to be there all the time, and I love it.
What's the most enjoyable thing about being a manager?
Probably just the bonds you get to create with people, and just knowing that you have like people to depend on, to rely on whenever you need it. I could go to the boys if I needed it. I know that they could probably more than 110% feel comfortable coming to me. And that's really nice, is because you're not really sure when you have people to fall back on, but with this group of boys, they're there for you, and that's amazing.
You're a senior. What are your plans after graduation?
Um,
Can you believe you're a senior? Huh?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Time kind of flies by and you don't really realize it. So I intend to go to IU or ISU. I'm waiting to hear back from those schools. And my intended major is psychology, but I've also set my academic career back in high school for medical, like athletic training. So if psychology doesn't work out, I plan to fall back on physical therapy and stuff like that.
Sounds wonderful. Brad, you're going to miss this young lady here, aren't you?
She's going to be missed. She's like I said, I let the girls, once they know what to do, they take charge, and they take my keys, and they know which key I want, so they give me my little key that I have. I get one key, they get the big one, and they just go off and do their thing, and then they show back up at practice, and things are magically done. And then they get quarantined, and they're not done. I got to figure out what to do.
Brad, what is it like to have somebody, your assistant, in a sense? I mean,
Yeah.
always there, getting those, situations.
Like I
taken
said,
care of.
and not that we don't think that they're valuable, but when they're not there, you really notice all the little things they do, and it makes me think about how appreciative I am and of those little things they do. And something as simple as when she got quarantined early in the year, and we have team dinners on Thursdays, nobody knew how to make Gatorade. And it's just one of those things that we just take for granted sometimes. So it's just like those little things like, yeah, she does a lot.
Yeah.
And she has a big list that she does. I don't know what all she does. That's how big the list is, and it's just amazing what she does. She also sometimes tutors Coach Durham's son, Brock Durham, with some spelling tests or spelling words and all that kind of stuff. So she does a lot for us, so she will definitely be missed.
So are you grooming a replacement,
Yeah, I was
or are
gonna
you trying to
say,
look for somebody to fill your shoes? Or
This year was kind of complicated, It's kind of hard getting people to want to come out and do stuff. So we've asked multiple girls. They've just never really shut up. So I think that Ella will be able to fill my shoes just fine. She's a great hard worker, and I know that she's got a couple girls under her wing and that she's thinking of for next year. But I think that they'll do a great job.
all right,
Well,
Emma, thank you very
you
much
bet.
for coming over.
Nice
you were
job.
wonderful.
Thank
okay?
you.
Now, Brad, you're not done yet. We
No,
got to talk
sorry.
about next week, sectional.
Yeah, I got Culver Academy.
Culver
no,
Academy.
No, this Friday.
Culver Community, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, sectionals.
Uh-huh.
We
Says
don't,
they're 2-4. Is
yeah,
that
we don't want to
correct?
play Culver Academy. That'd be a bad news.
And they're a class up or
Yeah.
two, I think.
Let's do.
Says they're 2-4.
They're
Is
2
that
and
right?
4. They played a tough conference though. They played in a conference that is
So they
fit-
must have missed a couple of games, then.
missed a few games. Sure, it's COVID related. That conference is very run heavy, very tough, very physical. So we definitely got our work cut out for us on that. We go up there, so that's you got to figure in the travel. We haven't traveled for 4 weeks, so we got to figure that stuff back out. But I think we have a good opportunity to cause them fits with our passing game. I think that defensively we've played really well all year. We talked about our kids about we have to play tough these next couple weeks. We got some physical teams, but I think our speed can help us out a lot on defense. But they're just going to run the ball right at us. They're a double tight T team, so they're going to run trap. They're going to run power between the tackles, and if you stop them, good luck. If you don't stop them, it's going to be
It's more of the same.
Yeah, a long ball game. But I'm hoping we can get our passing game going this week and carry that into next week, and I think that'll give us a shot. And that's about all we know on. We don't have any film on them yet, so we don't know much more than what we kind of searched around on the internet. And with all the streaming services going on, you got some resources now. So, yeah. That's about all we know about them. We're just going to focus on finishing out our regular season, try to finish out 3-2 in the conference, and get a winning season for the first time since 2016. So I think that'd be a huge advantage going into that game, just our boys with their enthusiasm continue to go. And then, like I told them already, if they win that sectional game, they get to come back home probably. So if we want to play another home game, seniors,
There you go.
You got to win one.
A little
so
motivation.
That's kind of a nice little coaching trick that I think most coaches use.
Sure, absolutely.
So, but we'll take this week first, and then we'll really prepare for them.
Do we have an injury update on Caden Cruz or no?
He's got another doctor's appointment. He's still got to get cleared. Whenever he's ready to go, we're going to use him at whatever capacity we can. So, not really hiding anything at this point. Just
Sure.
we don't know. I mean, it's like it's left up to the medical side of things. So, I mean, he's running around and stuff. I heard he went golfing last weekend. So I don't know.
His shoulder must be all right then. Huh?
Must be all right. But yeah, we got to get the doctor's
Approval.
approval first. But he's been out doing a few things and running, make sure he's conditioned and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, once he gets cleared, we're going to use him.
Brad and Emma, thank you very much, and good luck Friday night.
Thank
all
you,
right?
guys.
Emma Krug and Brad Beavis from South Newton Rebels been our guests. Back with more the Coach's Cage program right after this.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Welcome back here to Arnie's, and I'm Jeff Gastineau, Bob Kurtz with, and if you're looking for some great food before the big game or anytime, stop by the Wagon Wheel Grill on South College Avenue in Rensselaer. From their famous Wagon Master sandwiches to their great homemade chili, the Wagon Wheel is the place where you satisfy your hunger. Stop, call Wagon Wheel Grill at 219-866-9942. Whether you dine in or carry it out, your delicious meal is what satisfies you. Call Wagon and get your Wagon Master and chili combo at 866-9942.
Mark Hall has joined us now from the West Central Trojans. A win last week, 22-14 over Frontier.
Yeah.
So nice win, huh?
Yeah, it was a really nice win. The kids played really hard, and it was a very complimentary game. Offense, defense did a nice job helping each other out. Special teams even had some okay plays in there to help us out and do some good things.
Tell us, just go through the game.
Yeah, to start the game, they wanted the ball, and Frontier had it first. And first drive, they had kind couple plays there, and then we forced a fumble. They ran an option play to the outside, and our Jacob Pilarski was right there on the pitch guy and made contact with him. Ball came out, and Colton Tarr recovered it. And so we had really good field position. We were inside their 35 to start with. We got 1 first down, and then we ended up not being able to make anything after that. We had a penalty in there that backed us up a little bit, so we were unable to get anything going from there. So we gave them the ball back, again, on their side of the field, and this time they are throwing it a little bit, and then they throw one, we step in front of it, we catch it. It's Colton Tarr once again, gets an interception. So first quarter, he's got two turnovers already that he's got, so he's doing off to a really good start in the game. Again, we've got really good field position. We get some penalties in there on offense, and then we back ourselves up, and we end up, pretty sure we punted that one away, or we went for it on 4th down and missed it, one of the two. But it's on their side of the field, and we didn't get anything going. So we've had 2 possessions there where we've had really good field position, but not able to capitalize on what our defense has given us. So it's still 0-0 going into the second quarter. They get the ball in the second quarter. They're doing some good things. They're getting us off guard a little bit. They're throwing some slants on us that are right behind where our guys are at, and we're not reacting fast enough at the corners. We're not coming out of our breaks fast enough to disrupt them enough. So they're making some plays there, and then our defense does step up, and we are able to force a 4th down stop on them. And we noticed that one of the things they were doing defensively when we went to our wide setup, instead of our normal wings behind the tackles, if we spread them out more, they were bumping people out with them, but they were staying in man coverage, and we thought that our wings, if we sent them on some pass patterns, that we'd be able to beat them on them. And we tried running a bubble first, that if we would have ran it better, it was really wide open. But we didn't run it very well, so it didn't work out well. So the next play, we decided, let's just send them deep and see what happens. So we sent Aiden White on a streak, 58-yard touchdown.
Wow.
So we were able to get good pass protection by the lineman for it. That gave Bladen Huber time to throw it, and it was a nice pass. Aiden went and got it and then outran everybody. So that's what we were hoping for out of the play. So we go down, score. Bladen Huber runs in the 2-point conversion. We're up 8-0 in the second quarter, about a little over midway through. Frontier, they respond. They come back. They hit a couple plays on us. They hit a 30-something yard pass, and they score with about a minute and a half to go before halftime. We are able to stop them in the 2-point conversion, so we're up 8-6 going into halftime. We get the ball to come out in the second half, and we had told the kids that, hey, these are the things that we need to make sure we're focused on. Their number 70 was doing a tremendous job at middle linebacker against us, and we were saying we got to block him. We weren't doing a very good job in the first half of getting to him. So those are some things we discussed at halftime that we need to make sure we were doing. And then defensively it was, we're playing pretty good. It's just we got to make faster breaks on the ball. We got, as a defensive lineman, we got to get pass rush, because in the first half we weren't getting much in there. And then also just squeezing down on gaps and making sure we were filling the right spots. And so we were doing pretty good. We just needed to clean some things up. We come out in the start of the third quarter, we get either it was a block in the back or a hold. I heard 2 officials tell me 2 different things. So either they were picking or maybe both of them happened. I don't know. But anyway, we're on the 4-yard line to start with. So
Your own 4.
Our own 4.
Yeah.
I wish it was their 4.
Yeah.
But our 4, right? So not a good position to start with. We go 3 plays, we don't get anything. So we're punting from our end zone, and we don't have a very good snap, and our punter goes down to a knee to catch it.
Oh.
So now we got a safety.
Okay.
So now it's a tie game. We kick off, not one of our best kickoffs.
From the 20, right?
From the 20.
Yeah.
So they get the ball like the 44, our 44. So they've got really good field position.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is able to make a stop. We gave a little bit of ground there, but
still 8-8, right?
Still, it's 8-8. We gave a little ground, but we were able to force them to turn over on downs. Very first play, we call an option play, and we ran out of a different formation than what we are normally in, and our wing, for some reason, got confused. So he thought he was the dive guy with our fullback, so they both run the dive on it. And instead of our wing going out to block the safety like he's supposed to, It turned out to be pretty good for us because everybody on the defense went right down to where those two guys went, and our quarterback took it and right down the sideline, 64 yards.
See, that's a new play you got to come up with.
Maybe. But I'm like watching it develop. I'm like, what are they doing? And then all of a sudden, Bladen's going down the sideline. I'm like, all right, I guess that'll work. And then I'm talking to our quarterback and our backfield coach. I'm like, did you just see what they did? Like as we're walking out, he's like, no, what'd they do? It's like, not the right thing. And I'm like, but it worked, so I guess we'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
So we go down, we score, and we're up 14-8 now. Two-point conversion isn't good. And then we kick off. We have maybe one of our best kickoff we've had. And then it took one more roll.
Oh.
And the tip of the ball went out of bounds.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was just right down the sideline, around the 10-yard line. It was just sitting there, and then just made one little flip over. And
oh, gosh.
And they were just standing there watching it. Our guys were running down like, oh, just go get it. And then, no, just went out of bounds. So they didn't get a ball at 35. Frontier threw a pass on us, a deep pass. Our safety was in decent position. He went to jump the route. Just over his hand, they caught it. They ran for a touchdown. So now it's 14-14. We stop them on the two-point conversion. Third quarter goes through. Nobody else scores. We get to the fourth quarter. We're having the ball early in the fourth quarter, moving it, and we make a play. We call it a trap play for our fullback, Gerardo Salazar, and he hits the hole hard. He gets down the sideline. He gets a 40-something yard gain on it, and he does like a stiff arm like Derrick Henry. It was a great stiff arm. He just threw that kid to the side. It was a great move for him. So we're driving the ball. Aiden White, we give him the ball on a play. He gets around the right side. He's running down the sideline. He's juking to go back in the middle. All of a sudden, there's whistles being blown. And we're like, well, what's going on here? Like, there's flags flying everywhere. And we're like, what is happening? The official comes to talk to me and says, hey, we got personal foul on their sideline, but the inadvertent whistle's like, all right, so what are we doing? I was like, who blew it? He's like, well, nobody knows. I'm like, well, somebody did it.
Somebody
had to have. I said, it sounded like it came from over there. And he said, well, he said he didn't blow it. I was like, well, somebody did. But nonetheless, we were at the 6-yard line when the play happened or when it stopped. So with the personal foul, we get it out at the 3-yard line. And then 2 plays later, we score with Bladen Huber running it in. And we're able to run it in with Bladen again on the 2-point conversion. So we're up 22-14 with 9 minutes to go.
I bet you that felt good to get that 2-point conversion.
Yes, to make sure that we had that little bit of that cushion there. So defense goes out. Frontier drives to our about 40, and we force a 4th down stop. We get the ball. Again, we're driving it, and now we're in about 5.5, 6 minutes to go in the game. And one of the things that has been plaguing us in the past, or most of this year, is we haven't had the explosive play. We had explosive plays all over the place on Friday. We had 58-yard touchdown, 64-yard touchdown. We had 40-yard runs, 20-yard runs, 20-yard receptions.
Makes it a little easier to score that way, doesn't it?
It was. And now we're in the point where, like, well, now we need our normal drives. We're having all year where we're like 4 yards. And we were able to put together a good drive. We get down to about 15, inside the 15, and we're on a 4th and, I think it was like 4th and 3, and we go for it. We're tackled a yard short, but minute and a half left. So they've got a long way to go, feeling pretty good. And they're going to throw it. So we tell our guys, hey, they're going to throw it deep. That's all they can have. They don't have any timeouts left.
Do you change your defense when that happens?
We went to more of our nickel look and make sure our corners or safeties know, hey, we got to stay back and we got to get over our guys. And first play, they run a streak, and our safety is in the middle of the field. I'm like, well, that's not where you're supposed to be. Like, what are you doing? So luckily the guy dropped it, and we tell the safety, hey, you got to get over there. Second play, again, goes over there. The safety standing in the middle of the field. Like, you've got to get over there. But luckily, again, our corner dropped with it, and it was incomplete. Third play, we were able to have good coverage, forces their guy to run out of the pocket. Bladen Huber steps up, make the tackle. So now it's 4th down, about 40 seconds to go. They're throwing it again, and Colton Tarr, interceptions again. So he's got 3 takeaways on the night. And the crazy thing is, Monday and Tuesday, he wasn't at school because it was contact tracing, but then it turned out it was a false positive test by the person. So he was able to come back and came back on Wednesday, and then he steps in Friday, has 3 takeaways. And we're like, we might just give him Monday and Tuesday off every week if he's going to do that. So great game by Colton Tarr, and then we're up to take a knee to finish out the game.
Tell us, besides the guy who had 3 interceptions, who else played well for you?
Bladen Huber ran for over 100 yards, had 2 rushing touchdowns, had 2 two-point conversions. He also threw for over 100 yards. Aiden White had over 100 yards receiving, had a touchdown. Bladen also had 15 total tackles on the night. Aiden had, I believe it was like 8 total tackles on the night and 3 pass deflections. Tristan Sizemore had 10 total tackles on the night, and we were able to get our wings a little bit more involved in the run game on Friday. So both Spencer Lehman and Aiden White had more carries and rushing yards than they normally do. They were both in the 30s. Gerardo Salazar had 70-something rushing yards for us. So offensively, we did a lot of nice things on Friday, and hopefully we can just carry this forward into this coming week.
And it's familiar foe right down the road from you guys. North White is coming to West Central. We saw North White the last 2 weeks. A little different story against North Newton than South Newton, but boy, you better key on Quays, Barth, and Smith, hadn't you?
Yeah, and we've already talked to the kids about it's number 9, number 20.
That's all you need to know.
We gotta know where those guys are all the times and make sure that we are wrapping those guys up, because they'll, if we miss them, they're gonna go. So we gotta make sure we're on them tight.
How big a game is this for you guys?
It's a big game. As we've looked at the end of the year here, it's our last home game, so it is senior night. So for those guys, it's really special occasion as we go into it. For conference purposes,
I was going to say that's really important.
It can be. We can create a tie for second place. It'll be a 3-way tie for second place. So huge implications as far as conference is concerned. And then as far as just last year we were 6 inches away from beating them in regulation. Then we ended up losing in overtime. So that's what we've talked to the kids about this week. It's senior night, conference importance, and then we got to get them back for last year.
That's a pretty big night then.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the sectional. You're in sectional 41. Oh, imagine that. Draw Winnemac, huh?
Yeah, it was, it is what it is. I mean, we're used to playing them, so it's not like we're going to be afraid to go play them. So they're going to come to our place, and we've got to improve on what we did last time. Last time they got us 35-0, so we got to make some improvements offensively and defensively to make sure that we do what is necessary to make it a better game.
What did you think of the overall draw, sectional draw?
It was people I hear all the time say we need to seed the sectional. If you look at our sectional, it was almost like it was seeded when you look at how that was drawn out. It's pretty close to what it would have been. So we'll see how it turns out then.
All right, Mark. I think that's it. Good luck Friday night, and we'll see you next week. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Mark Hall from the West Central Trojans. Back with more of the Coach's Cage. You're listening to 3kgthecage.com.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's. You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And welcome back here to 3KG, The Cage at Arnie's Pizza in Rensselaer. And Bob, we got a winner.
All right.
You believe that? We got a winner. That first person came to me and he said, "Hello, Jeff." And how about that? Mark Heinig, you get $10 gift certificate. And congratulations for just even saying hello, because that's kind of nice.
That is nice. Good.
So now the other question that we have, Coach Chris Meeks is one of the top 25 winningest coaches in the state in his 22nd year at Rensselaer. Can you tell me the answer to this question? What place is Coach Chris Meeks in?
Arnie's.
Well, besides that, is it?
Say I was going to get that. That's easy.
Is it 18? Is it the 20? Is it 22? Or is it 24? So those are your choices: A, B, C, D. 18 for A, 20 for B, 22 for C, and 24 for D. Let me know. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Scott Rao has joined us now from the North Newton Spartans, and Scott, boy, you did the game last Friday night, and boy, you look good, defeating North White.
No, thank you. We went into it knowing it was going to be a challenge, and the kids responded well. I guess we were talking. They did the game plan that we set up to do, and they accomplished it.
Take us through the game, if you would.
We started out the game and drove ourselves. Got the opening kick, drove down the field, scored. Went up early on them. To their credit, they came right back and drove a little bit, and we were able to stop them. But they got a heck of a kicker because he kicks the field goal.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, man, dude can kick, and kicks the field goal and cuts it to 6-3, and then. But we were able to then take the ball, chew up clock, and drive down, score again, and then. We were already in the second quarter by then because we were doing a good job of chewing up clock.
That first quarter flew.
Yeah, it went by really fast because neither team really threw the ball that first quarter. And then the second quarter, after we went up 14-3, they came back down. They threw some passes, hit some plays. The kid threw a lot better than I was expecting. And he made some nice throws and made some catches, and they got a touchdown reception and cut it to 14-10 at halftime. So we talked about it at halftime, the things that we have to do defensively to try to get some more stops. Offensively, you're doing what we need to do. We just got to keep doing that. And then we just got to get a couple stops and we'll be okay. Third quarter, we were able to stop them when they had the ball, get the ball, go down, score again, make the 2-point conversion, went up 22-10. They came right back, drove down there, but we were able to get a stop, and then they ended up kicking another field goal to make it 22-13. And then we just kept running the football and chewing up clock.
Fourth quarter got out of hand a little bit there.
Yeah, we got another touchdown, went up 30-13 at that time, and then they drove down there again, but we were able to get a stop inside the 10, and get the ball back, and we had a 96-yard jet play at Lane Zander. He got outside and hit the seam, and away he went. And that last touchdown was, we were just trying to run the clock out, and he went turn the corner, and nobody was there. So, we ended up scoring there and won the game 38-13.
He had a pretty good running back.
Yeah, Caden Rowland, he ran for a lot of yards. He did a really nice job. My stat guy came to me after the game, and he goes, he goes, I've been doing this around North Newton for a long time. He said, I don't think we've ever done this. And I said, what's that? He said, you rushed for 406 yards in this game. He said, I'm not sure that North Newton teams ever run for that much in one game. I said, I questioned it. I go, 400 yards? That seems like an awful lot. I don't know if we really did that. But then I go through it, and, we did. And, Caden Rowland was the workhorse based on the defense they were showing us and what they were going to do.
How many yards did he have?
He was right at the 200-yard mark.
Yeah.
Like 190-something.
Yeah.
I don't know if he made it over 200, but he was right there.
They
gave us that play, and we just kept running stuff off tackle, and
he even ran backwards for a while there.
Yeah, I'm trying to go. What we kept waiting for him to make an adjustment, so we were going to have to do something else, but they just never made an adjustment to it. So we just kept running the play that worked.
And that was good because the combination, both him and Evan Gagnon, just kept the issue, pushing forward, and it seemed like your line was also in sync.
Oh, yeah, he was raving about your offensive line.
I was.
There.
Oh, well, I thought that we considered that was probably our best game with the line, I thought, because that's one of the first times I thought we really controlled the offense and the defensive line on both sides. We did a nice job at that spot, and those guys did, we had Anthony Prince and Matt Berry and Arden Kalinsky and Connor Scatella and Joe Stileski. They did a nice job up front, and Andrew Clovis as the tight end. We ran a lot to that side of the tight side, everybody blocking down. Got some nice kicks, and Caden, he runs hard. I mean, he gets going north-south. He'll run over a few people and keep himself going. He's doing a great job for us. He's working hard. He's got some good stamina. He's playing both ways, and he's carrying the ball 25, 30 times a game. And he just keeps plugging along. He's been great for us this year. Giving us that stability that we needed, which is part of the reason when we started the season when we were in the shotgun doing some other stuff, and we decided to go back up under center and just run the fullback, and we had the speed at the halfbacks, and they do just enough that you got to keeps people honest, or you'll hit them with that jet or get outside on them with the jet or rocket or any of those things. So, things are coming along all right. As long as, we have everybody, I think we'll be okay. We've had several minor injuries and different guys that are out for different reasons. Right now we only got 2 out for COVID, contact traced, and so they're quarantined. Both of them were starters, but, other guys got to step in and do what they got to do. So hopefully everything gets smooth this week.
How did you think your defense played the other night?
Well, I thought we did really well. Like I said up front, I thought we did pretty good, and we did a nice job containing the quarterback and the running back. We'd watched film on them before, and those two guys had both, had some big plays. Really concerned with, Craig Barkett at that quarterback, because he looked really good against South Newton. He looked really good in a lot of the games that we saw. And we worked all week. He said, we got to control them, or, we're going to have a problem, because they got guys that can score from anywhere. They don't have to drive the field to score. They got guys that can break it and score. If we don't contain them and don't tackle them well, and we were able to do that. Like I said, where we struggled was he threw the ball a lot better than I thought he was going to, so we hadn't worked as much on that. And then he came out and made some nice throws, and those guys made some nice catches. Yeah. So, that took us by a little bit by surprise, but, our kids adjusted, and we made some plays finally.
Final week of the regular season here, a big game.
Yeah, it is. It's a big game for us because with the win, I told the kids, I said, win this Friday, you accomplished two of our 3 main goals. One was to win the conference. We want to win it outright, so we got an opportunity to do that. Mm-hmm. I said, by winning this game, you do that, and by winning this game, you guarantee yourself a winning record, which was one of our other goals. Mm-hmm. I said, so winning this game, we accomplished 2 of the 3 we have, and then we can focus on the third one, which was to win a sectional. So.
All right. sectional draw was held, and you, Drew, you're at Rensselaer.
Yeah, man, we don't see them enough.
No, I don't see them enough.
No. So we thought.
What are your thoughts
thought we'd
on
travel
that?
somewhere new this time. Huh?
Well, you're only 20 minutes away or something like that. So.
Yeah, so it's not too far of a trip. But, it was, when you get to draw, and you get excited, and I think Chris is the same way. It's kind of neat when you get to play somebody you don't normally play or go somewhere where you don't normally play. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a letdown when you play somebody you've already played during the year. Now, we're in a better position than they are because we lost to them. So I'm hoping we have a little bit more motivation to do some things. It's a little harder to get motivated when you're playing somebody you've already beaten. So maybe you don't focus as well. I'm hoping we get in that situation where they're not quite, as worried about us as we are about them. But, Chris is a good coach. That ain't going to be a problem, I don't think, for them. So we're going to have to play very well, to do what we do. If we have everybody healthy and we're playing, it could be a good game. We have to do things right. We can't turn the ball over, and we got to get some stops on defense. Figure out a way to stop that power game of theirs.
Kind of weird sectional draw, wasn't it, for your Class 2A sectional 33?
Well, I thought it was. When I saw it, when I first saw it, I go, "That really? I don't think that you could do that."
Mm-hmm. All four winning teams are in the top half
bracket. Yeah.
And the teams with losing records are in the bottom half.
Yeah. Like I said, if I'd have gambled on that, there ain't no way. That would have been a big winner if I'd have picked that beforehand. I was like, these, But, it is what it is. I like the Indiana system, the fact that everybody's in. I kind of like the random draw situation. It doesn't work out all the time. Sometimes you have the two best teams playing right off the bat. It kind of loses some of the luster, but not really. Because I always I said, I'm okay playing whoever we play first, whether, number one team in the state or whatever, because you're going to have to beat them anyway to do anything. So you might as well play them early, get it out of the way and go beat them then. And then as you go through the, tournament, being able to do other things. I'm excited about the opportunity to play them again. I really am. I think, we can do some things. We're in a lot better position now than we were then, with the offense that we're running now, as opposed to when we're trying to do the shotgun against them and we weren't as good up front and couldn't get the ball, up to the line of scrimmage hardly. Now we're going to hit them a little quicker. Caden Rowland's running the ball good. If we just get some seams for him, we can get some yardage, can try to control the clock and limit the number of times they have the ball. We'll be in good shape.
Scott, appreciate the time. Good luck. Go for another conference championship Friday night, and we'll be there on a week from Friday for the sectional game at Rensselaer.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, Scott Rao from the North Newton Spartans. Back with more of the Coach's Cage program on 3kgthecage.com.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza, and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And welcome back here to Arnie's, where it is great pizza. And if you're also looking for some great food before the big game or anytime, stop by Wagon Wheel and Grill on South College Avenue in Rensselaer. From their famous Wagon Master sandwich to their great homemade chili, the Wagon Wheel is the place where you're satisfying your hunger. So stop, call Wagon Wheel at 219-866-9942. Whether you dine in or carry out your delicious meal, what satisfaction you will have in a Wagon Master and chili combo.
Thank you, Jeff. James Broyles has stepped in to join us now from the Kankakee Valley Cougars. And James, thanks for coming down. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me.
And Duran, you lost to on Friday night. Take us through that game.
Yeah, man, first thing you walk on that field and you almost sink up to your knees.
Is that right?
It was a mess.
Wow.
And then to find out they have, soccer sectionals there, so the game beforehand, day before, and all the rain that happened, and it just was a mess. But it was good. I mean, I'd say the first half of that was really good for us. And we played physical. I thought we executed pretty decent on offense. We just couldn't find the end zone, which against a team like Andrean, you have to find the end zone.
Because they're going to score.
Absolutely. Some point in time they're going to score. I mean, it's going to happen.
Right.
So, up until probably – man, it was back and forth for so long. I'm telling you, probably, last minute and a half of the second? It was 7-3.
Really, yeah.
And they scored, and, their quarterback, not expecting him to be what he was that night. He was a pretty good quarterback, could throw the ball around. When they started opening that up, they gave us some problems. We're kind of keyed on stopping the run, especially on a night like that, field like that, conditions. So, and we were doing somewhat of a pretty good job. Their running back is a Drake Bowen, good athlete. We were holding him in check for the most part, but once that passing game started, especially right there at the end of the second quarter, they scored, and it's 14-3 going into half. Still in the ball game, and we get the ball second half, and once again we move it a little bit, and we couldn't muster much offense at that point. It just was – they held us in check. And, when you turn the ball or even if you punt the ball, whatever you do, you give the ball back to them and they find some way to, expose you. They get athletes everywhere, and they're going to do that, and that's exactly what they did. They started throwing the ball around pretty good, and, kind of that was it. So it was – but, the thing was, we played physical. We talk about this all the time here. Our team is just our identity. Like, what are we doing? Who are we? And we just want to play physical. We need to play a physical football game, and we did that. Gave ourselves a chance. They had just athletes everywhere that just ended up hurting us.
Mm-hmm. Can you learn anything from playing a game like that, or not?
Yeah, I think so. I think kids, you learn because at some point in time, if going in postseason, you might run into that. Because not everybody has turf fields. So I think learning how to play in that situation, how to understanding, yourself, your body, and that nasty environment, learning how to play in it, that's a big deal. And I thought as the game went on, we did. I can just remember first play of the game when they were running the ball, or 2 defensive tackles, which played a great game for us. They looked like they were on roller skates because they had their feet planted, and they're literally just
Being pushed
sliding
back.
backwards, you know.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for them because there's nothing else for you to do, and they had great, leverage, and they were doing really well. But as the game went on, they understood, and everybody understood defensively, even offensive line, taking your little, steps, short choppy steps, all that stuff. I mean, you do learn from that, and also on the flip side, that you learn from just understanding in space. I mean, they did things to spread us out and make us think more than probably what we needed to. So I think moving ahead, finding a team that can possibly do that, it's helped with just getting an understanding of just awareness of what's where they are on the field or where offenses are in the field.
Anybody play well for you the other night?
They did. Yeah, I mean, offensively, I mean, it was a struggle. I mean, we still Grant Stowers. I mean, he ran the ball really well. We get into a few formations and we're able to expose them a little bit, expose them a little bit on the quarterback keeps and some quarterback powers. So I mean, he did pretty well. Defensively, I actually thought our defensive line played really well. I mean, given the situation, they were Gage Stowers. I mean, a kid got thrown in at defensive end, and he had a broken wrist, and now it's for the most part healed up. But man, it was like there's Gage Stowers, senior D end, and he was all over the field for us. So, I mean, there wasn't a ton of big bright spots, but I mean, we had some guys that played pretty decent.
Focus and practice this week? What are you focusing on?
Just one, finishing plays. We need to finish, and that's the thing. We need to finish a ball game. I mean, we talk about a lot here lately. We have a great first half. Open up the third quarter. It's kind of decent, and we just kind of fizzle out. It's just finishing. So we have finished practice. Everything we're doing is just finishing at a high level. Taking care of the football is moving forward. That's another big factor. I mean,
you never know what the weather's going to be.
You don't. I mean, you really don't, and you got to take care of the football. So, just 2 big emphasis there. What we've been going through.
You play Highland this Friday night, and the game you can hear right here on 3kgthecage.com. 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:45 pregame show. Says here Highland is 3-5. You're 3-5. Take us through the game there. What do you think?
It's going to be pretty even. I mean, I think they're a better ball club. I mean, they're a little more physical than they have been in the past. They will attempt to throw the ball more than they have in the past. So it makes it pretty interesting, actually. They used to be, they want to run the ball at you, and they will do that. But, I mean, they are, they have shown that they will open a game up with 5 wide receivers and no one in the backfield. And that hasn't been a Highland team before. But they got a quarterback that can make throws, and that's what they're going to do. I mean, they do what they do best, and, if that's getting their athletes in space to make people, with the miscommunication and confusion, that's what they do. So it's good. I mean, I think it'll be great, but I think we'll be able to run the ball on them. I think we'll be able to move the ball. I think Jack Lankman, our offensive line, could have a big night, and but we'll see. I think it'll be good.
It's your senior night too, right?
It is. Yeah, we got 15 of them that's going to be playing. We got a couple that are out, and out for the year. But yeah, there's a lot of seniors going through.
And what better way to finish, right?
Right. Oh, it is.
At home?
At home, senior night. I know there's a lot of the guys just wanting to get back on the field because they know. I mean, we need to finish a game, and that's just been the whole focus for them. They're just ready. They're ready to play.
Were they disappointed maybe this past Friday night, or do you think they just feel like they knew that there was another edge, but yet there's another level they can go?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, they're disappointed, but I think it is that way. It's they played a certain level, and they know there's another level you got to get to. I mean, especially teams like that. I mean, I give it to them. They're a good football team. Hobart was a good football team, and you get to a level and you're playing at a certain level, you got to go up one more notch, and they know that, and so moving forward, that's kind of where we are, and they know moving forward that's what we have to strive for.
This a big game then for you guys, for your confidence maybe?
I think so. Absolutely. Moving into the postseason, we weren't able to play this game last year.
That's right. You guys got a bye, basically,
we
in a
did.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was canceled because of COVID-related issues and from Highland, and and I felt even last year that hurt us because we need to play. We need to play football. We need guys, like you said, build some confidence. No matter what it is, win, lose, or whatever, we need to play football.
And that's all at all levels that you're asking that too.
Absolutely. We just need to be on the field. Need to do somehow whatever it is. We need to be productive. So I think this gives us a better opportunity to be on the field for the following week.
Sectional 18, Class 4A, South Bend Riley 1-4 at Kankakee Valley 3-5. What do you think there?
You know what, Riley's they're 1-4. I get it. And they play some tough teams. I think Bremen's on that schedule, and I think they beat Clay or whoever it was.
Can't tell you.
So, yeah, I mean, they're
it was Clay.
Yeah, Clay. I mean, they're an athletic team. I mean, they are a very athletic team. I know they're just trying to get their guys probably more of a together stage over there. I guess you could say play together. I think it's a good. I'm not gonna lie, I like the draw.
Yeah, the New Prairie is down at the bottom, and so is Culver Academy.
Absolutely. So I do like the draw. I mean, if it's God willing, we're able to win, the following week and next week and move on. I mean, I like what we got coming up. So, yeah, I do like it. I think it's a great opportunity for our boys to do something that unfortunately for our area hasn't been done a lot, and that's get out of the first game of sectional. So, but. It starts on Friday night with Highland.
I was going to say, yeah, you worry about that Saturday or Sunday or Monday, right?
Yeah, we don't let's not talk about
right.
Riley boys.
That's right.
It's a building step, yes.
That's right.
How the younger Cougars do this week?
Really well. Our seventh grade's done. Now they've finished their season. Eighth grade went up to Lowell and handed it to them pretty good. It was 28-6, so they beat them up pretty good, which was good for those boys. Finished the season strong. I think they end up 5-2, I think, for the year, which was great, for them.
Good year.
Freshmen, they have the one loss. They're playing tomorrow night at Highland, at home against Highland. So they played them earlier in the year, beat them 52-0. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Things can happen differently in the second game, but they're rolling pretty good. And our JV, we ended up lost by a point to Andrean on Saturday. So, we're actually doing pretty good there too. We only got a couple losses on the season, so
seems like the program's pointing up in the right direction from the lower levels on up.
It really is. I mean, the kids from the lower levels all the way up, they're buying in to what we're expect our expectations and what we need them to do to be successful, and they're doing it. And now just trying to get that to occur on Friday nights, and at the varsity level will be all right.
Is that important to get a winning mentality at a young age?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you're always out there in the field playing not to lose, and have that in the back of your mind, I just think you're just set yourself up for failure. I mean, you got to want to win. You got to love to win. Drive, pushing yourself, your teammates, holding each other accountable. Because if you don't do that, I don't think it's ever going to happen for you. So it's really important.
James, thanks a lot. We'll see you Friday night, all right?
Sounds good, guys. Thanks so much.
All right. James Broyles from the KV Cougars. Back and talk a little Rensselaer Central football with Coach Chris Meeks right after this.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
Back here at Arnie's. We really appreciate Beth and the gang here for hosting the coaches and providing the food and drinks for us, that's for sure. Scotty Miller running the board tonight. Jeff Gastineau doing double duty, running the camera and the microphone. Bill still under the weather a little bit. Bill will get better. I know he's been fighting illness here for a week or so hopefully he'll be better for us and in the future. Chris Meeks has joined us now, a special guest coming up in a little bit, but Chris, congratulations. Nice win the other night. Tell us about it.
Yeah, thank you. We took the long road trip over to Northwestern, about, hour and 35 minutes, but well worth it. They have a phenomenal facility, a great school, and a great tradition. And they're in the Hoosier Conference, but they're in the East Division where we're in the West Division, so this is our annual crossover with them. But we played very well. And things are really starting to come together for us. It was great to get Dylan Kidd back to the point where I can't say he's exactly 100%, but he's getting pretty darn close to it. And really, really played well for us. And then Kelton Hessen, I think, is back to 100% now, where, halfway through the season we were missing both those guys in our backfield and on defense and on special teams, and their leadership. I mean, their leadership is huge.
That's the huge part, isn't it?
Yeah. So things are coming together nicely. I thought it really culminated last week. I thought we played very, very well, and it was a nice win on the road.
Take us through the game, if you would.
Yeah. We scored. Well, first of all, they got the ball first. We held them. They punted. We got the ball deep in their territory, and we turned it over. And we actually have been pretty good last couple of weeks about turnovers. Early on, week 3, we had 4 turnovers in a game, and we really stressed you got to protect the ball if you're going to run the football. And it was a little disappointing our first series. We turned the ball over, but after that, everything just started clicking. The snowball started rolling. We got on them early, got on them often, took a 29-0 lead at halftime. Came out to start the second half and hit a 56-yard touchdown pass from Tate Drone to Kelton Hessen, and got that score up to 35, where we could get the running clock, and that's what we wanted in the second half. And then from there we just kind of settled in and coasted. Defensively, we played very aggressive, played very well all night, and then offensively we did some nice things in the passing and running game.
Tell us who played well.
Yeah. Statistically, offensively, Tate Drone, I think he had his best game as a Bomber. He threw the ball very well. He was 5 for 5 passing for 141 yards. He had 2 touchdowns passing. And then Diego Hernandez-Reyes, He caught a 56-yard touchdown pass from Tate. So as you guys know, he's been running the ball very effectively for us since about halfway through the season. And now we've got him, catching touchdown passes. So that was nice. As I alluded to earlier, Kelton Hessen, he's back running the ball. He's back catching the ball. He had a 57-yard touchdown reception. He had 10 carries for 109 yards. Dylan, as I said earlier, in a limited role, he had 13 carries for 75 yards, and that's playing running back in the first half only. He also had 4 rushing touchdowns, so that was nice to see. Diego, like I said, had that nice touchdown pass reception, but he also had 41 yards rushing. So offensively, we were very effective in the run and pass game, mixed it up nice, and I thought we did a nice job of keeping their defense off balance. And then defensively, a kid that we've talked about the last couple of weeks, Kage Reisner, again, earlier in the year, he's so important at the center position that we didn't want to risk playing him defensively, but we can't take him off the field defensively. He does so many good things for us. He had another nice game. He had 7 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and a sack. And then Diego Hernandez-Reyes, Colton Metzger, our sophomore inside linebacker, Trenton Simmons and Jordan Cree, 2 defensive linemen. They all had 6 tackles for us. So it was a great game. Very, very pleased with our effort. And, we're seeing a lot of improvement, and it's nice to see us moving forward and getting better.
Well, I know you're looking forward to this Friday night just because you're playing a team for the second time in the regular season.
Yeah, normally I don't like to play a team 2 times in the season, but
except this year.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal.
Yeah, I was going to say, why is that really?
Yeah, I've tried to put this out of my mind, but we've had to bring it back this week. So it's Hamilton Heights. We have only played them once ever, and like 4 or 5 years ago, we went down and played them. And anyway, they came to our place this year, and it was a heck of a ball game. We got up 14-0, got up early. They came back, tied it up 14-14 in the second quarter. We scored right before halftime to go up 21-14 at the half, and then they scored early in the third quarter to make it 21-20. They missed the extra point, and then from there, that's where the game stayed. Both defenses settled in. It was a hard-hitting contest, and they actually got down deep in our territory with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and we turned them over on downs. So then we took over, and we just played bomber football. We methodically moved the ball, very physical in our running game, was eating the clock, got the ball down to about their 20-yard line with 2 minutes to go. They had a couple timeouts. We had a 3rd and 1 situation. All we needed to do is just get 1 yard, and then we could just one-knee it and work the clock down and win the game. But unfortunately, we had one of our 4 turnovers right there. So like I said, it was 4 turnovers on the night. It's hard to beat a good team like that. They had no turnovers, and we ended up losing the game 26-21 because they went down the field and scored with about a minute left. So that was a tough loss. Our kids, had a tough time with it. Our coaches had a tough time with it. Many times in life, you don't get a second chance. This is one of those times where we do get a second chance. So it's a very good ball club. They're 5-3. We're 5-3.
Give us a scouting report on them.
They're very big up front. They're very athletic. When you watch them come walking in, they're going to look the role. I mean, they're a very good Hoosier Conference team. Last year, they played for a Hoosier Conference championship with a lot of the same guys back. The conference is so tough and so even in so many areas other than West Lafayette this year that I think you could play this season 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and the positions would be all mixed up. I mean, there's a lot of close games in the Hoosier Conference. So there's no doubt in my mind this will be another one of those close ones. It'll probably go right down to the wire.
Let me guess, no turnovers. That's the key.
It is. And I need to get you a whistle because that's exactly what we're saying. You can't have turnovers and win ball games, especially 4. So that's been a point of emphasis, protect the football and be very physical, and let's control their passing game, and let's see if we can win this thing. And it's senior night, too.
Let's bring your guest in to introduce him, and then we'll talk to him.
Yeah, I'm excited to bring this guy. Steve and I grew up together. It's Steve Phillips. He was a neighbor of mine for a few years. He played football with us. He's a year older than me. He looks about 10 years older than me. But,
Oh my gosh!
But
Steve, you
Yeah,
don't
he's got a
understand that,
microphone
you know.
here. Look out.
yeah, I am very fortunate from the point I am the captain of our ship at Rensselaer Central High School, but any of these guys could be captain of the ship. And nice thing is we all work together. We're all brothers, and many things that we do at the high school level is things that him and his people down at the middle school get things started, and we greatly appreciate it. And I really wanted to get him in here and talk to people about the things he does at the middle school level. So here's Steve Phillips.
Steve, thanks for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Tell us your role, your responsibilities. What do you do?
At the middle school level, I'm the head coach there. We do have 4 other coaches that are with our program, and we try to split up our responsibilities. But overall, I'm guiding the group that we have, and right now we've got a good mixture. We've got quite a few kids out. I think we're at 55 kids now from 6th grade to 8th grade. And we try to mimic what the high school does. We break into linemen and back drills for offense, defense. We have a line coach, a back coach, an offensive coach, a defensive coach. So a lot of what we do, I oversee it, but the other coaches are coaching it as well.
Now, I know different schools have different things, but is there a 6th grade team, 7th grade team, 8th grade team? Are they combined, or how does that work?
We play a lot of schools that just have one team.
Right.
And then we may be asked, hey, just take your 7th grade team. But our 6th graders will play on the 7th grade team, and then the 7th graders, if they're good enough, they will play with the 8th grade. And then the 8th grade kids will not play down. They'll always stay in the 8th grade. But, we mix them in. We try to get as best we can. Like we had a short conversation here before we started tonight, and we talk about the 6th graders are developing as they're playing with the 7th grade, and then they're going to develop at 7th grade. By the time they're in 8th grade years, we really make a great turn with those kids, because you may not have a winning record, but we are teaching what they need to know.
It's just like with the high school, then taking these freshmen and then they become these, as the years progress, they're really learning and gaining every knowledge they could possibly get. Same thing it sounds like with your 6th grade to 8th grade.
Yeah, you may take a kid that he may look like he may be a lineman, or he may look like a back, and we're going to try to get them in those positions and keep them in that position for 3 years. But when they get to high school, they may try to adjust them and move them a little bit. Mm-hmm. But we try to get them. Our guys are going to get them ready to play on Friday nights for Chris.
You've been around a long time. Can you tell when a guy is going to be a star football player in high school when he's in middle school?
We've had this conversation many times. It is my 33rd year coaching at middle school.
Holy cow!
And,
wait a second. You've been doing it longer than he has?
Yes.
Holy! I'm just now realizing
I started with Bob Hangey.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay, sure.
What makes you before you answer that question? What makes you do this for so long?
I enjoy the kids. I enjoy football. Realistically, I have great support from my wife as well. I mean, you have to have family support. Chris can attest to that as well. You have to have family support to be there with you, and she backs me whenever we go somewhere. And she's as big a sports fan as I am as well at times.
You got to have that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Best player you've coached? Can you name that?
I have that question a lot, and they say, "Hey, what's their best team?" I can't break it down to a player. And like I always like to say, the best team I've coached is the team I'm coaching this year.
Sure. Good answer.
Each team has their best things going on at that time.
What is the one thing that you're trying to do in this level and to make them that much better? Is it all combinations, the foot, the feet, the blocking? What is it that you guys are trying to key at this middle level, I guess you call it?
Well, at middle school, realistically, it's the mental game. Mm-hmm. You have to mentally know that you can do it. Mm-hmm. And we try to make them a physical team, but mentally they have to know mentally tough that they're going to do it and do it the right way each time for us. And it's okay. We try to tell them 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, whatever. It's okay to make a mistake. Next play. What are you going to do on the next play? Mm-hmm. Do better the next time. That's what we're after.
Chris, how important is it to have stability in the coaching at the younger level and developing younger players, from flag football that you like to go, and then middle school to high school? Tell us about that progression.
I think it's huge from the standpoint we're all on the same page. I mean, we all have the same philosophy, and I think something that's unique about us is there's so many of us that are former Bombers, We bleed red and black, and we've always been Bombers, and we want the best interest of Bomber football, and we're going to do it the right way. And we may not have the most athletic kids in the world. We may not have the biggest kids in the world, but they understand how to play Bomber football, and that they'll get after it. They take great pride in it, and whether it's flag football coaches or middle school coaches or high school football coaches, we're all on the same page. We're all working together, and we've got each other's backs, and we're all doing it for the kids and families in this community.
Do you take the same plays from the high school as well? I mean, you try to keep it simple.
Yeah, we both have the same playbook.
Yeah.
We'll do the same thing as they do. We may simple it down a little bit.
Sure.
And they're going to have a little difference. But I'll tell you what, the offense that we run, if you can run it correctly in middle school, it's almost unstoppable for middle school teams.
And that's where you really start to see the developing, like you just said, mentally understanding their principles of every aspect of the game. And that's got to be huge for you to look at it that way as a middle school coach.
Yeah, it's a learning process for kids from day 1 to day 2. Our last game is tomorrow. We go down to Lafayette Central Catholic, and it's a pretty good game for us. I think we're pretty evenly matched, and I don't doubt that we're going to come out on the top of that game. But our kids, it doesn't matter if we're at home or away. They take this. We try to give them the same atmosphere. This is what you're going to do. We want to do it right each time.
What's going to be keys then? I'm going to, as we usually do with Coach Chris Meeks, what are keys are going to be to win for your team, and what is your record right now?
The 7th grade right now, I believe it's 4-3, and the 8th grade is 7-1. And years past, you look at back and you say, not very often will we have an undefeated 7th grade team and an undefeated 8th grade team. In fact, I don't know if I have, but there's a lot of 8th grade teams that are undefeated because that's what we're trying to do. It's the learning process of getting those kids to that next level and getting them out and getting them ready for their Friday night, and that's what our job is.
I want both of your response to this. Do you guys try and recruit football players, or do you want people, athletes or players that want to play football, or do you try and recruit?
From the school, you're saying, Bob?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Getting kids to come.
You want to get them out to try and play football.
I'll take this one first. Yes and no. I'll educate a kid about what football's about and what we do and what we're about, but I'm not going to try to convince a kid to do something that they may not want to do. So if a kid's interested, we'll talk about it, but I'm not going to go pestering kids to play, because one thing I found out through my years is that you get a kid out there that's not fully invested in it, they could be a problem too.
It's like a bad apple.
Like a bad apple, yeah. So we want kids fully invested in it, and that means not only on the football field but in the classroom as well.
Right.
And if a kid's fully invested in it, which I feel like we have this year, it makes it fun for the whole team. There's a lot of improvement, and good things come out of it. But Doug Greenlee, good friend of mine, and you guys know him very well. He coached football at KV one year, and he told me he went out and recruited 100 kids for the team, and he said that was one of the worst things he ever did, because then you got discipline problems. You got kids that really don't want to be out there that came and joined from him, trying to persuade them and stuff, and so that's what I mean. There's good and bad with that.
Yeah, I think I totally agree. You're going to play who shows up, and we may see a kid walking down the street or something, and you say, "Hey, what's your name? What grade are you in?" And I may say, "Hey, football starts 2 weeks. You might want to come out and try it." But we're gonna educate, teach them the Bomber football program the best we can, and it doesn't matter if there's 14 kids that show up or 30 kids show up, but we're going to do it the same way each time.
Steve, are you involved in the coaching on a Friday night in the high school games, or no? Tell us what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do there?
We fill in at anything and everything, from filming to the headsets, helping offense or defense, to being Mr. Get Back a lot of times on the sideline. A big emphasis for a lot of the coaches or for the officials is staying back off the field. There's usually one of us on the sideline telling this guy to stay back off the field. So
You guys need a rope on him, don't you?
but you need
Most
to get
coaches
out
are
there and
like
say
that.
something to him, though. He does to them. So
Sure.
You got to let him get out there. So.
Right. Now,
Yep.
Steve, do you go scouting as well? Other teams and stuff like that, if you have to?
Years ago, I used to scout a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell
That's
you.
kind of changed now,
Oh
hasn't
boy,
it?
I would bet there was probably 10 years in a row I never saw a varsity game because I was always scouting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now you go. What do you use instead of
Film.
people going to?
We use Huddle, and everybody has their games filmed, and it's like candy. I mean, those films are all over the place, so we don't need to send scouts now.
And you don't have to go Saturday morning at 6 o'clock to meet somebody
Nope.
halfway to.
Right.
You used to do that.
No, I used to send people.
Send
to do
people
that.
do that. Yeah, but that used to happen, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Coach Bear used to do that.
That's
yes,
right,
that's
Dave
right.
Bear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I want to throw something out real quick.
Sure.
A cool moment for me was a couple weeks ago. I was watching the middle school play, and they were playing Lewis Cass. And, one of the things we teach kids in sports is about adversity because, life is full of adversity. And these guys had kids quarantined. And now we're not talking high school. We're talking middle school. So they had some kids quarantined. They played an 8th grade game. They were shorthanded. They were winning the game. Lewis Cass went down and scored with, I believe, a minute 15 left to go in the game. And
So you had your 2-minute offense there ready to go.
Yes.
minute 15 offense.
Minute 15 offense.
It was ready.
So tell us about that. I mean, Steve, that had to be a thrill to see your kids develop along
I
this
assume you went
path.
down and scored a touchdown, right?
Yes, we did go down and score and win. It's a lot of like Coach Sean Carter is our offensive coach, and we just looked at him and said we got to respond back. And the biggest thing, we looked at each other and said, let's keep the kids calm. Let's build them up. Don't make it a big deal. Hey, they scored. Yay, let's get back here and score back on them.
Plenty of time.
Oh yeah, and it was 2 big pass plays, and then we had a running play and then a pass play to win the game. Yeah.
How exciting was that, man?
Very exciting. I think we had a pretty good crowd there that night too. I mean, most middle school games, if you get 300-400 people there,
Right.
it's a lot. And there could have been close to 500 people there that night.
Wow.
It was our last home game, so.
How long are you gonna keep doing this? You still enjoy it a lot?
I do enjoy it. It's there's a lot of more administration part of it that I deal with. I always tell the kids that my best friend from August to November is Ava Kasiba, and she's the assistant principal at the middle school because we talk almost every day about how this went or how that went or this kid might have done something. So they all know that part of my job is coaching up the coaches, but also keeping these kids on the straight and narrow, and that's a big thing. And I enjoy doing it. If I can get 2 or 3 more years out of it and still enjoy it, I probably will.
Sure.
But yeah.
Can I get in on that answer?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll let Steve know when he's done. The way I look at it, he's about halfway done.
So in a sense, he's not going to be like his older brother. Then you're saying, in a sense, you let Jeff kind of slide, I think.
But even Chief pops out to practice once in a while. But I'm glad you bring that up because not just Steve, but the whole Phillips family have been very instrumental in Bomber football. And going back to when I was a young kid, seeing their dad Knight out at the games, he was the biggest Bomber football fan and just huge in Bomber football. So it's great to still have the Phillipses involved.
You got to have coaches like that, man.
Absolutely.
Well,
there's so many schools that scramble just to get a coach year after year after year.
Yeah.
And that's saying something to you that you do what you do.
And you evidently enjoy each other's company. You like what you guys are doing. You guys like the sport itself. It just keeps building from that, don't it? I mean,
we're not just 2 guys that hang out during football season. We're around year round and talking, anywhere from basketball to track to baseball games. We'll see each other around wherever it's at.
All right. Well, let's talk about in a couple weeks. Play North Newton.
Yeah. Do you want to start with the sectional itself?
Sure. It's
Okay.
up to you.
Right. Then I can talk a little bit about North Newton. But I don't know, man. I never really had a strong opinion about the seeding stuff until this draw, where it directly affected us this year. I have a hard time, seeing how it's good for the tournament. I like the blind draw, okay, but I do feel like there needs to be some type of seeding. And as it is now, when you look at our bracket, you know,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, look at that.
yeah, I
On
mean,
the top
and
side.
it's not even close. You've got 3 5-win teams and a 6-win team in the top bracket, and then you've got 1 2-win team, and then 2 teams with 1 win and 1 team that hasn't won a game. I mean, it's just it makes it regardless whoever comes out of that top bracket, it doesn't make for a great championship game
Right.
for anybody.
Right.
So I in the future, I might lean towards seeding this thing. I don't think you can seed all 8 places, but at least you can get the top 2 or top 3 away from each other to set up for a
You
nice
probably could
championship
do that
game.
some way, couldn't you?
I
would
think I think you could if you put some
Is there
going to
be a push toward that? I'm sure a lot of people like that.
I don't know. Every year there's frustrated people, and this year it's us 4 teams in the,
Sure.
the top of that bracket.
Sure.
But I just think it's something that needs to be looked at.
It takes the ticket sales away, especially on the championship game.
It does. It does,
it's-
Jeff. It hurts the money.
And not only that, but the atmosphere that you create from one team to another. And this year, you're not, you may not see that in this championship game.
It's probably very likely that's going to be the case.
We should say it's North Newton 5-3 at Rensselaer 5-3. Second game is Wheeler 5-2 at Andrean 6-2. Bottom half is Bishop Knoll 1-5 at Boone Grove 1-5, and then Whiting 2-6 is at Bowman Academy 0-7. So that's what we're talking about there.
Yeah, not taking anything away from
No.
those 4 teams. It's just
Right.
We do it in wrestling. I coached wrestling for years, and we sit there and have seed meetings. It's just something I think needs to be looked at. As far as North Newton, I don't like playing them in the tournament.
Yeah.
I've said that loud and clear every year.
Mm-hmm. Scott said the same thing.
Yeah. I want to play. I want to go to Whiting. I want Whiting to come to us. I want to play Bishop Knoll. We haven't played them in years. I want to see somebody different.
Don't say you want to go to Bowman Academy.
Although
those steps, I've never recovered from that.
But by playing Bowman Academy up at Gary Roosevelt gave me the opportunity to see Michael Jackson.
Nowland stopped the bus there, didn't he?
Actually, I stopped the
You
bus.
stopped.
Yeah.
Got out and walked around. And
It's kind of
I remember that. I was there.
Oh, gosh.
But,
Anyway.
but yeah, it's always fun sectional, and we know each other well. I mean, we've played together every year for several years, and both programs respect each other. Their kids and our kids know each other well. They work together at McDonald's and different places. So it'll be another hard-hitting contest. Our first game this year was a hard-hitting contest. We pulled away at the end, but it was a very, very good game. So I anticipate that again. And, regardless of how we feel about the brackets or whatever, once we get to that sectional week, both teams will be locked in, and it'll be a heck of a game, that first round of sectional.
Well, we usually wrap up by talking about the younger Bombers, but we've done that already.
Yeah. It's kind of nice. I mean, good to have you, and both anyway. And
yeah. Our JV is playing very well. I will throw that out there. They had a nice win over Northwestern. They came to our place Saturday, and I think we won like 48-6 or something like that. And we're working on getting another JV game for Saturday. And then our flag football. We had a very good Sunday. Beautiful Sunday, by the way.
Beautiful weather,
yeah. And we'll have our last Sunday of flag football this weekend, where they're going to play doubleheader games.
Play 2.
Going to play 2. Yep. So I'm not worried about the kids running out of gas. I'm worried about the referees.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right.
Yeah. So we're telling the referees to get hydrated and be ready to go. 3 straight hours of officiating.
Oh, gosh.
But, no, things are going well. We're having a great time, and I think Steve will attest to it. We have a great time with what we do. We love our kids. We love our families. We love our Bomber football, and, looking forward to it.
Steve, thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it very much.
Hey, thanks for having me. It was a good time.
All right. Chris, good luck, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
Chris Meeks, Steve Phillips from Rensselaer Central Bombers, back to wrap things up on the Coach's Cage right after this.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza, and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And welcome back here to Arnie's Pizza in Rensselaer. 3kgthecage.com. Jeff Gastineau, Bob Kurtz. If you're looking for some great food before the big game or anytime, stop by Wagon Wheel Grill on South College Avenue in Rensselaer. From their famous Wagon Master Sandwich to their great homemade chili, the Wagon Wheel is the place where you're satisfy your hunger. Stop or call Wagon Wheel at 219-866-9942. Whether you dine in or you carry it out, your delicious meal, what satisfaction you'll have in a Wagon Master and Chili combo. And, Bob,
yes,
we had a winner tonight.
All right.
You believe that? Mark Heining was the first one that's greeted me and says hello. And I said, anybody that does that. So, and the second part of the question, we still have another $10 gift certificate to give away. And Chris Meeks, 22 years, Rensselaer. He is one of the top 25 winningest coaches in the state of Indiana. Can you tell me the answer to this question? What place right now is Coach Chris Meeks? Multiple choice answer. Is it A, 18, B, 20, C, 22, or D, 24? If you know that, come see me next week right here at Arnie's Pizza here in Rensselaer.
All right, Jeff, Friday night it's Kankakee Valley hosting Highland, both teams 3 and 5. 6:45 for the pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. And, Jeff, you're going to be out of town, so it'll be Bill. Hopefully Bill comes back, all right?
Yeah.
Billy get better, and we'll see you then, okay?
Sounds awesome.
Thank all the sponsors for making the show possible tonight, all the coaches for coming in, and the players. And Scotty Miller, great job running the board. Jeff, as always, double duty. Thank you very much. For my partners, Jeff Gastineau and Scotty Miller, Bob Kurtz from Arnie's. So long, everybody.
The proceeding was a presentation of 3KG Community Broadcasting.